You're watching Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Thank you for joining us again. Our guest is Alison Diaz. She is the Executive Director and founder of Environmental Charter Schools, which is a partner with the Media Policy Center. Let's talk about that center. You're a big advocate of it. Tell us about it.
So the Media Policy Center has a Growing Greener Schools initiative, and that initiative is not only a PBS video or television event, but
hosted
it's also
by Ed Begley Jr.
Absolutely, but it's way more than that. It's a movement. It's a movement to empower young people, our youth, and our current leaders of our communities to make their schools greener.
Let's talk about that, because my kids go to a school. It's considered kind of a hippy-dippy progressive school. It's called Wildwood, and
it's a great school.
Well, we thank you for that. And we're always they say to me, we got to reduce, recycle, and reuse, and it's kind of part of the mantra. But what does that mean? Give me more.
So it has to be much more than that.
Right.
So you have to change your facilities to make them more eco-friendly and to reduce the waste and lower your carbon footprint. But you have to teach about it.
Right.
So you have to help kids understand why you're taking the actions you're doing. And the Media Policy Center, and the initiative went out and looked at, with the help of Siemens Technologies, to look at schools across the country and find out what best practices are happening in schools and how we do it.
How are we doing? I mean, I hearken back. I know there's a school in Orange County called Top of the World.
Yes.
They have solar panels all over. I mean, that's obviously a model.
Right.
But, then there are other schools that are built in the 50s and 60s. I have to think that those schools are just carbon footprint. They just suck it. Yeah,
suck it up.
Exactly.
So Environmental Charter Schools were located on an old school site, built probably in the 30s.
Yeah, so how do you deal with that?
20s.
Right.
So we have to start converting the facility into a LEED for existing buildings facility. And so
LEED meaning it's a certification.
Yeah, certification process in order to say that we're reducing our carbon footprint. And so we have lots of things that are happening on our campus to help us do that. We're rebuilding or redesigning our windows. So we're taking out windows and we're putting in new windows that are...
But what about the public school or even the private school that has good intentions? Tough economic times right now. It's a financial outlay.
Right. And so it is a financial outlay, but it's also a financial saving. And if they're also greening their curriculum, then they're giving the kids the skills to take action in their local environment and invest in their community partners to green their schools. So, for example, we work with Green My Parents. And Green My Parents is a curriculum that goes into the schools.
I need that.
Yeah. And so the kids learn how to green their parents and green their schools and encourage their school boards to take action to make a measurable difference in their community. So they can encourage the option of solar, or they can encourage a different kind of lighting. Just light bulbs alone, there are plans in place to help you convert.
The CFLs are no doubt. They're more expensive in the front end, but you save a lot of money in the back end.
But if the kids are taking the action and they're making the decisions, then how much more powerful is that for the community that you're working in?
You mentioned the Media Policy Center is looking nationwide at schools and whether they're greening or not. I have to think here in Southern California, of course we are. I mean, it's Southern California, but is the movement getting traction in Kansas or Texas?
So as a result of being featured on the Growing Greener Schools video, we've received hundreds
countless
of emails from people from across the country saying, how do I green my school, Alison? How do I do it? I want to do it. So the Media Policy Center is working on a phase 2 of the project to develop town hall meetings to help these communities take the next steps.
And as you said, there is a good amount of low-lying fruit. You don't have to completely do a renovation.
There's so many easy things you can do.
Alison, I want to thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on your efforts at the Environmental Charter High School and with the Media Policy Center. My name is Brad Pomerance. We thank you for joining us, and now we're going to send you back to HLN.
Hold on. You've got to hear this. I know. How'd I get so lucky?
Every call can be great when you're saving 35% or more. Join the millions who are already saving with Charter Phone.